Welcome to the first video on Google Site Tips. When you go to the website, you want to go ahead and click on Agenda. Go ahead and look at the first 4 steps and look below. You're going to watch these videos in order so that you can master Google Sites. At least come as close as possible to mastering it. According to step 1, you want to create a folder in a safe location on your computer. I'm going to go ahead and I'll go to the C drive at this time, and I'm going to create a folder for this lesson. And I'll go ahead and right-click and choose a new folder. Come up with an appropriate name for this unit. So since I'm going to do an example for 7th grade social studies, I might call it Social Studies Google Site. And I'll go ahead and go back to the website. That was step 1. Step 2 wants you to save all the documents below into that folder that you just created in step 1. So I'll scroll down and I'll click on the little arrow here. Now keep in mind, browsers are different. This is Firefox. So when I click on the download option, I'll choose Save File and say OK. I'll then go ahead and click on the second arrow to download the second document and save that file. And then there's a website rubric. What you could do is grab those downloads in that downloads window, open up the folder that you just created, and you can move them to the side and drag those into that folder from the downloads window. That is an option. Now, if for some reason you don't have this downloads window, to get the downloads, you could go to My Computer, you could locate your downloads, and grab those 3 documents. Now I'm going to do Control X to remove them, and I will paste them Control V into this folder. So I'll go ahead and open these documents. The citing information document, I'll enable editing. This document is where you're going to keep track of the images that you get for this unit. Keep in mind that all images need to be copyright friendly since this will be on the internet, and we'll revisit this later. The next document is the website rubric. You can always change this rubric to meet your needs in the classroom. But these are pretty good standards of what makes a good website. And then the last one is planning website. I'll go ahead and enable editing. This is something you do not have to fill out. It is recommended to be organized before you start setting up your website. So for example, I'll go ahead and show you a website that was created by my 8th graders. Prior to creating this website, the students had to determine what major links they would have, as you could see on the left-hand side of the screen. These are all major links. So for example, attractions is one. And notice underneath attractions there's animals, architecture, and so forth. Those are going to be referred to as subcategories. Again, hotels has subcategories as well. It will branch off to other pages. I'll return to the plan. I might say Miss Jones Social Studies, or humanities, whatever you want to call it. And I'll start setting this up. This first one will be the home. All pages should have a home page that basically introduces the website. The next one might be units, and then that could be broken down. This would definitely have subcategories. I basically listed the subcategories of the book that the students will be using for this social studies class. However, I came to a dilemma. Under Africa and Asia, I need to add another row. No big deal. If you go to the last row under page E in the last column and you hit the tab key, it will add another row. Just something you might want to know. This is what I've come up with so far. Now keep in mind this can continue to expand. This is just a general starting point. The units is set up to where you click on units and it will have these subcategories that reflect what's covered in the book. Classes could be set up to where they can go to their class period and get handouts and resources, or they can also have showcase of student work, which would be really nice. And then there's resources. Now you come down below under navigation scheme and you could set it up where the main links are such: home, units, classes, resources. Now if you had others, you'd fill those in, and if you needed to add another row, all you would need to do is hit the tab key and you could add the other main links. But this is a good starting point. Please keep in mind you can always remove these links on your website once you've created them. You could even change the name of the categories or the links. Not a problem. And it's very easy to delete these pages later if you choose you don't want them. So with the plan done, we are ready to go to step 2. Until next time, you have a fabulous day.